You must tailor whatever you are doing to the environments that you are in. Nigerians are not used to the water park of something of this magnitude. And it's not just all by mouth. We do have the largest extreme river in the whole of Africa. And it's one of the 5s in the world.
Meet Keji Giwa, tech innovator turned real estate entrepreneur. He is the mastermind behind Giwa Gardens, West Africa's largest water park, and one of the architects of Lagos Island's luxury skyline.
See this Nigeria, me and banks will not be best of friends when it comes to loans. The interest rate is not favorable for startups. 30% before 36%, in some cases almost 40%. Our first 600 million naira was a waste of money. Complete waste of money. Why? Because none of us knew what the heck we were doing. And plus, people trying to take advantage of the whole thing. Do you know that some Spanish tiles are Chinese tiles called Spanish tiles? You can import China tiles and you can import Spanish tiles from the same China.
Keji is not just building spaces, he's building Africa's future.
We have enough power to run 100 and something homes here and at the same time run the water park. We have enough water to serve at least 300 homes here and still run the water parks. A lot of developers don't break even. You have inflation against you. You have dollar to naira devaluation against you. The banks are not willing to give anybody money for real estate. They shy away from it. The general who knows the future cannot lose the war. And the general who creates the future has already won the war. You must start with the end in mind. What I've achieved in terms of wealth generation, I would never have achieved it while being in the UK.
Okay, so we're just gonna go straight into it. And my first question for you would be, who is Keji Giwa?
Who is Keji Giwa? That question definitely caught me off guard. Well, I am the son of Matt Giwa, Morayo Giwa, and also Musumola Giwa. So we come from the royal Giwa family, and that's from Niger State. My mom is from Lagos State, Ekpe side, actually the Orimedu side, Bugbedu side. And yeah, so I'm almost Wazobia, apart from Igbo, you know, so I think once I think that's culturally, that's me. In terms of my biography or personality as a person, I think I'm more, I think I'm the guy that sees what tomorrow looks like and makes it a reality today. I think that's the best way to describe me.
Okay.
I'm from a very young age. My dad has always said, stubborn goat. Stop.
Yeah, you have that on your Instagram.
Yeah, I have it on my Instagram. You know, extremely playful and very stubborn. And there used to be a word, if only you can just focus and not be overly playful, you'll be very brilliant. I actually came to realization that our playfulness itself was the creativity and the environment for me to thrive. And that stubbornness was absolutely required when you have a vision and there are many barriers and obstacles that are there to stop you from achieving what you're supposed to achieve. Then that relentlessness, that stubbornness, that focus is key to making way where there seems to be no way. So in a nutshell, I don't know, I'm a stubborn goat with a vision. I don't know if that makes sense.
I'll take that. So I'll take that.
Okay.
So let's move away a little from your growing up and talk about, you have a background in tech. I guess my question would be, how has your background in tech, has that helped you as an entrepreneur today?
I think it's a combination of, I think to be honest, it's more discovery rather than a background in tech. Because I did computer science and I came to the quick realization by the time I finished university that I was not going to get a job as a computer scientist. Now, computer science is vast. You can be a programmer, you can be a network engineer, you can be a software programmer, you can be a project manager, you can be a business analyst, you can be UX, you can be whatever. Yes. One thing that was very clear was I was not going to be a coder because I can't code to save my life. But there was something that came natural to me, and that was the ability to translate business requirements into technical requirements and technical requirements into business requirements. So I became the middle guy between the business team and the technical team. Then being blessed with that creative juice, I also became that guy that can come up with the idea, translate that business requirement into technical requirements, and communicate between the technical team to the business team. So almost being the communicator, and the translator between two worlds that need each other in order to bring things to life. And as we enter the digital age, which we now live in, it became very, very clear that businesses will definitely need technology to transform and evolve. And I tapped into that very quickly and decided that my focus will be innovation and using technology to create products that can either enhance an actual physical product or enhance the experience of the customer. So that's where I discovered as a niche. And before you know it, I went from project manager to product owner to product manager to business owner to tech startup myself. So I built an app called Grant My Wish. It was shortlisted for the 2012 Innovation Awards. I was competing with Kitty Care, Skype, and all those on AutoTrader and all those big brands. So we were shortlisted, which was really, really good. And then I built Tell All My Friends, which was at that time it was video commerce. So in those days, you had YouTube. Everyone was excited about YouTube, but nobody thought about putting a buy now button inside a video, and then you watch it and you buy now. So watch it and buy now kind of a thing. So it was all that innovation I was playing with. And I realized very, very quickly that not every idea is a business idea. And not every business idea is a profitable idea. And not every profitable idea is scalable. And not every scalable idea is, there's another word for it, but these are the things you learn over time. Yeah. And for you to learn that, well, you have to be a serial failure. So you will go from one startup to another startup to another startup. So I'm already used to failing. You get my point? To me, failure is an integral part of success. Yes. So they say 4 out of 5 businesses fail. Yes. When you last long enough in failing, you start a business, you're looking forward to the team failing very quickly so you can get on to the second, the third, the fourth, because you know when you get to the fifth, you're going to succeed. So it's all about what you are learning from that thing over and over again to improve. And that's basically what technology has done and how I've merged it with business, and I'm still using it till today. So, for example, when we built the water park, I believe you probably know about the incident that happened where the place got shut down, and nobody wanted to know about Giwa Gardens. On the press, in the papers, it was water park not safe, that owners would be prosecuted. So at that point, you all know you're done for, and I had to turn to technology. And so I built a conversational commerce application that enabled, basically, it was almost like using WhatsApp, because the most common communication channel right now is WhatsApp. Yeah. So I built a bot and automation into WhatsApp, connected it to Instagram, and then created a huge amount of awareness where people could want to talk to Giwa Gardens. But instead of talking to a person, we were talking to a robot. So that now meant that I can, because this place, like, look how huge it is. Yeah. It takes about 4,000 people. Now, how many people can you get to speak to that many people? So we just automate the whole thing. And we built a conversational commerce. And 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 people can be talking on WhatsApp. They think they're talking to a human being. Wow. And by the time they realize they're not talking to a human being, we are ready to transfer them to a human being. Yeah, which is really cool.
So one thing, but before we actually even dive straight into Giwa Gardens, right? I wanted to talk about the idea around Giwa Gardens. What brought about that idea?
Yeah, I think it's what's that thing where you don't when you are growing up they didn't give it to you, and then you now finally have a chance to have it. What's that?
So like when you lack something growing up?
Yeah, when you lack something growing up and you finally have, there's a very insulting word for it that they used to abuse people with it.
I don't know.
It's like I can't remember.
I can't remember
like
it.
When you're not content or something.
Nah, I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's that.
Contentment.
See, let me give you
Never heard it.
There's that. Let me give you an example. So when I first started doing well in my life, if I like when you first enter business class, you take the picture, you post it. So people used to like message other people and say, is it that Keji has never entered business class before? It's true, I've never. I've never, but it was my first time then. And obviously I was already hanging around people who they grew up in that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
They got my point. So to them it's normal. So that's what happened to me. I wanted to go to water park, Lagos, the water park in Ikeja.
Oh yeah.
My whole life.
Yeah.
My mother and father never took me.
Yeah.
And imagine going to school and everybody say, oh, where's the Ikeja water park? Ikeja water park, Ikeja water park. And then you don't have a story. So you have to listen to the stories of other people. And anybody that around my age that grew up will learn to understand how to use other people's story to create your story. Yeah. So you have to listen to the stories of other people. And so the next weekend, where did you go? Ikeja Water Park. And then you two, you there. Why didn't see you there? Hey, where were you? And you now have to remember. And then that's where you have to see. The thing about it is that you become a compulsive liar when you lack in life and you have to remember to keep on with the Joneses. You get my point? You know, so that had a huge effect on my life for a very long time. So by the time I've grown up, my friends have kids, and now they are taking their kids to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Now, at this time, I haven't got any kids, so I can't take anybody to Disneyland. Yeah. And then now you're as an adult, they are telling you that, oh, we're going to Disneyland with the kids. And you're like, okay. So, and to God who made me, I still haven't been to Disneyland.
Neither have I.
But guess what? My daughter now has. So I'm really excited. Yeah. But I started traveling, and the outdoor experience was more important to me than the indoor experience. And so the likes of I say Atlantia, I can't remember where it is, in Turkey, Land of Legends. The water park was amazing. Mexico, went on holiday as well. The water park was amazing. So I started going to all these water parks and experiencing these amazing water experiences. And I'm sitting there thinking, we don't have this in Nigeria. Now, I remember I never went to water park Ikeja. So in my head, it was actually like this. So one day I went on Google and I checked it, and it was literally just water slides.
Yeah.
In those days.
Yeah.
But it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
It was an amazing experience for us. And I was thinking, if all we had then was water slides and we were thrilled, what if somebody can give us, even if it is 50% of what we have in these amazing water parks all around the world? What if somebody can give us that in Nigeria? And so one day, I'm at my apartments, Mayfair apartments, and I started noticing that families are booking these places, and they're staying over the weekend, and they're always chilling out at the pool. So one day I go and meet one of them and say, hey, I know these families always come here. Says, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to take the kids, you know. And after you've been to even a few places, there's not. How many times are you going to take them there? That's when it hit me. We like water. We may not know how to swim,
Yeah.
but we like water. And if we can make it not shallow and make it safe, then maybe we can do this. And that's how the water park idea came to be. So it was one of lack in my life, and the other of a need, a necessity that you have seen from a huge consumer base. And if there's one thing that is very clear about Nigeria, nobody has sat down to identify this target audience, which is not just one person, but a group. And that's the target audience of families.
Yeah.
Driven by a high purchasing power of parents with a need to meet the needs of their children and make them happy. That's why Disneyland is so wealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they catch you young. You know, we all remember Little Mermaid. We all remember Aladdin.
Yeah.
We all remember all of these Disney programs, which we pass on to our children.
Yeah.
And then they use the merchandise.
Yes.
And that's why they've acquired Marvel. Because we all grew up with Spider-Man.
Yes.
We all grew up with Iron Man. We all grew up with Thor. And guess what? As an adult, they're still captivating us. Me, I went to see Fantastic Four. And I've seen every single one. And this one is the best one. And guess what? As Agbaya, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like the best ever. And as Agbaya as I am, I'm going to buy Galacticos, that pop-pump
my
thing.
gosh.
It is what it is. So and that's the power of being able to catch me young.
Yeah.
And basically, I don't know, reprogramming me or programming me to the point of where I am. So why can't we do the same? We have Giwa Gardens. Now we have the merchandise that comes with it. And we have the experiences that come with it. So we're not tapping with the business of children, the business of family has not been tapped to in Nigeria. And guess what? Even if we can say there are 200 million Nigerians, at least a good 10% of them fall in the affordability bracket of families.
I agree. What about Whistling Pines? It had something similar.
Yes, Whispering Palm was more of a resort.
Yes.
I remember that because I went there and that was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
And it was more of a resort. And what you had was so one thing what we have been very good at in Nigeria is creating pools. So you have huge pools that we assume is a water park. A water park is technology, which is mechanical, electrical, plumbing, MEP, and loads of water. And the ability to create huge forces and huge waves that excite and thrills. And that is what creates a water park. And unfortunately, that's pretty expensive and requires the expertise and the skills and also the passion. But not just the passion, but the need to put safety first.
Exactly.
Now, is that part and parcel of us as Nigerians? When maintenance culture is something we're still trying to adapt with.
It is zero.
Yes. I'm actually impressed that you actually brought that up. Because we all know Nigeria maintenance culture, it's something that we all need to work on.
We'll get better. I hope.
What have you done thus far? Obviously with an incident, and what have you done and what have you put in place? From a safety standpoint. Yeah, that you can talk about.
Yes, I think when we launched the water park, the first thing we wanted to do was to meet international safety standards, and we did meet that. Now, when the incident happened, Lagos State Health and Safety came and they wanted us to replicate it. Every lifeguard tried to replicate it based on following the rules, and they could not replicate it. So they now asked, okay, can we do exactly what happened to cause the accident? And all the lifeguards said, no, I'm not doing that because it's not safe. And so they were like, okay, let us still blame you. And I really appreciate that. That you must tailor whatever you are doing to the environments that you are in.
Yes.
Nigerians are not used to the water park of something of this magnitude. And they're excited, but they're apprehensive. Look at the waves, look at everything. And we have a natural fear of water. Yeah. So any little thing, and then also they're not used to the dangers, because when you go to a water park, you have to sign a waiver. And that waiver is you are responsible because it's not 100% safe. Yeah. It's water and concrete. Yeah. You are bound to enjoy yourself because it's a playful environment.
Risk is always there.
They had to tell us that we should accept the blame. And by accepting that blame, go the extra. Don't say international standard. Meet international standard and then meet Nigerian standard in terms of understanding how we operate in Nigeria, our persona, what our fears are. And I'm sorry to say this, because we are not readers, repeat it everywhere. No jumping. No jumping. No jumping. I said no jumping. No jumping. If you 5 lifeguards are required here, have 20. And if the height is this, even reduce it further. Yeah. Do you get my point? Yeah. So we had to go the extra mile. And since that incident, and we fixed everything, and we went the extra mile, extra layer of security, of safety, we've not had one incident. And we've had what? Almost 75,000 people go through the water park between 2023 and now. You know, so when you think about it, thanks to Lagos State Health and Safety. Yeah, a lot of people don't, I always say Lagos works. What we need to do is learn how to engage them in terms of how they can help us and how they can enlighten us and also how we can enlighten them. Because we have to educate them about what a water park does.
Yeah.
Then they have to educate us about Nigeria. So I think if it's a symbiotic relationship. Understanding what Lagos can do for us and then understanding what we can do for Lagos. I don't know if that makes any sense. And so I've talked about how Lagos State Health and Safety helped us, made way for us. You can't buy a ticket without having insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And that's accidental insurance.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even though you have to sign a waiver saying that if anything happens to you, including death, you are responsible for it.
Yeah.
Now, somebody some time ago says, their waiver is a death trap. They will say, but that is normal in all water parks because as much as you put health and safety in place, parents and individuals have to be responsible for their own safety. You have to sign that indemnity that I am willingly going to jump into that water.
Yeah, that's actually really good. That's unique.
Yeah.
So when they purchase ticket, do you give them the option of purchasing?
No, it's by force.
Okay, so they have
accidental insurance by force.
So they have to already have it, or they can purchase
they have,
it.
No. They have to already have it. They say they have to buy it from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. That's okay.
Because there is a standby ambulance here, tetanus injection, all these things that are ready here. There's a there's a medic here that must see to your needs because there's going to be there are minor injuries. Don't get me wrong. When we say there are incidents. But they are minor incidents, that can easily, I need a plaster here and stuff, because there's no way kids, look.
Kid is running on the concrete and falls.
Yeah. And then also jumping into the water, and then also there's some people that may have pre-existing conditions that they don't even know about, so that's why the medic thing needs to be there. So accidental insurance, we force it on them.
Yeah.
Safety requirements, before it used to be optional. Lagos State said force it on them. Why? Because this way, nobody can sue you. Why didn't you? Because if something goes wrong, the other person will say, why didn't you make it compulsory for me if you knew it wasn't safe? Yeah. So now, Lagos said, make it compulsory. This way, nobody can come and meet you and say that you are liable. That was a huge education and insight from Lagos State that helped us until today. As a business, we are thriving. Because I tell you something, we have had small areas here and there where somebody just woke up and said, look, I caught myself, I'm going to sue you. Only for them to remember that they've signed a waiver, which Lagos State said, make sure that it's paper. We did it online. No, maybe in Nigeria, let it be paper for now. People understand what they read. So this is a beauty thing that they did for us. And then who shows up to come and save the day? Lagos State, arts and culture, tourism, that's the the special advisor to the governor, Idris Aregbe, and then shows up to save the day and created the awareness for us. We gave a lot of free tickets to Lagos State, who they gave to the less privileged, and that's how the whole of last year made us extremely popular. And the governor was very, very keen on pushing it and making sure that the whole of Nigeria knows that we have our own special water park that rivals the international water parks out there. And it's not just all by mouth. We do have the largest extreme river in the whole of Africa. And it's one of the 5s in the world. So, because it's very rare. You have lazy rivers. We have one of the largest wave pools. The largest one is in South Africa and also Egypt. So we are the 3rd largest in the entire Africa wave pool, and then our water house is huge. So we've done quite well as a water park. And we do attract both international and domestic tourism. Yeah. Which is really, really good. So we attract the expats in Nigeria. We attract the diplomats. We attract the domestic tourism of people from all other states coming. And then we also attract Nigerians in diaspora. who travel back. So, and that's a big deal for us. And that's why to us, expanding to have an indoor water world and apartment hotels is the next big phase for us. So not just a day experience, but now a complete vacation holiday package for the entire family. Saving you over what? 20 million naira, 50 million naira to carry your whole family to Dubai or carry your whole family to Qatar or to Orlando Studios in Orlando or to any other water park out there or any experience. Once we can create our home back home, then, and it rivals the international ones out there, then Nigerians who can afford to go will go. And also when they want to save a few pennies here, can come here. But the vast majority of Nigerians that can't afford to, this will now be affordable escapism for them.
Okay, so I guess I want to take you back a little bit to, because I'm curious of how you got into real estate in the first place. I know you study computer science. But I'm curious, how did you make that transition into real estate?
It was a disaster. It was so I keep telling you, you keep failing and keep learning. Is it in Yoruba we say Yawa? Yeah. So I had a huge contract with a major bank in Lagos, offering digital transformation. Everything was going well, and I realized I was going to be here longer. So instead of staying in hotels, I decided to buy a place. And then as soon as I bought the place, guess what happens? Contract, gone. I now have this property that I have nothing to do with. But I remember that I was staying in hotels. And the reason I loved to stay in the hotels was there was 24/7 light and all the hotel amenities made my life better.
Exactly.
I thought of a second. And I did stay in a shortlet before my property was ready. And I did not like the shortlet experience. They were borrowing microwave from one building to come and give me, and because that was how shortlet was in there. People didn't care. It wasn't about how it is today. It was just there's an apartment available, and stay here. It's cheaper than staying in a hotel. And I thought of a second. Let us meet a gap. Let us meet a need. What if these apartments can have the same amenities as a hotel, but still cheaper, and even better than cheaper? So in those days, we're doing what, 65K for a 3-bed, while the hotel is charging what, 100 and something K for a room. Then I provide facility manager, I provide daily cleaning, I provide coffee machine, I provide Netflix, which you can't even get in the hotel. I provide all these features, and it comes in a 3-bed. And then COVID happens. People are trapped. They can't keep paying that amount in hotels. I capped onto the opportunity. That's what I always tell people. Problems. Pray for problems. So I'm serious. It's reality. You see, I don't like to go to church. Why? Because all they are doing is praying that God should take the problem away. I need the problems. Do you get my point? I want to hear the problems, because it is in the problems that solutions are created, which creates the opportunities. A lot of us Nigerians in diaspora come to Nigeria to come and look for opportunities. That's why you can't find it. Because opportunities are not blatantly in your face. They are in the problem. Do you get my point? So every single time they are praying and they are praying against the problem, I reject it in Jesus' name. Why? Because I need that problem. I know it sounds really weird, but that's how I have navigated through things. And so I now realize that COVID has happened. People are stuck. They can't afford those 100K hotels. I blast adverts everywhere. And I tell people, why spend 150K in a hotel room where you can get an apartment, 3-bed for 65K, and it has your own place and 24/7. There's internet, there's Wi-Fi, what do you call it? And then I pay for the super fast Wi-Fi. In those days, everybody paid for the 1 mini Wi-Fi. Anything to cut their cost down. Me, I was willing to spend, give value to the customer. And then that's how somebody stays in my apartment and then realizes that, this is where I am. Leave your hotel. You now have 3 people staying in a 3-bed, of which they were paying 110K somewhere, and they're splitting the 65K among themselves. That's how the story spread. That's how I started buying more properties and doing more shortlet. I kid you not, at that time, we were making almost £35,000 to £40,000 a year on one property. in Nigeria. Shortlet was huge. Now imagine multiplying that by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 100 properties. Sure, you understand?
Yeah.
You understand what I mean by
Yeah.
problem, opportunity? This is where I'm coming from. And that's how the shortlet market blew up. And I created shortlet homes. And before you know it, everybody's doing shortlet all over Nigeria, following that standard. So they call me the godfather of shortlet in Nigeria.
I mean, you have a lot of real estate around Lagos. You have the Lekki Party Villas, you have Mayfair Apartments,
Yes.
you have the Carnelian,
Carnelian, which is new construction I'm
under
doing now.
construction. And so, how do you source fundings? Because it's quite expensive.
Yeah, it's jazz.
And that's part of
Yeah.
what you call digital landlords
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's jazz. It's jazz. You need to do jazz. I kid you not. It's a very important thing. Yeah. Like, you know, boy, it works. It definitely works. You know, when you pray, you have to have faith. You have to be patient. You don't need patience with jazz. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I think it's I see, the general who knows the future cannot lose the war, and the general who creates the future has already won the war. You must start with the end in mind. And I will never forget, before I came to Nigeria, I normally get on my knees and I pray to God, commit your plans into Lord's hands and he will make straight your path.
Yes.
I am quite spiritual. I may not be religious, but I'm very spiritual. And I said, Lord, this Nigeria that I'm going back and forth. I can see UK is good, but it's for stability, but I don't have the ability to extend and grow. But I can be where I am and be okay. And that's not what I want. I like the idea of having an inheritance for my children's children. I like the idea of not having to worry about my children having to look after me because I'm old and I don't have any money. You know, I personally can't wait for my children to leave the house so I can have my space to myself. And if they don't call me, who cares? That's how I am. I like my own space.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to, God forbid, I have to ask any child for money. In fact, I want to bully them to do what I want them to do because I'm the daddy with the money. Does that make sense?
That's right.
Yeah. So imagine being like 19 years old, you know, and the kids are like, Daddy, please, when are you gonna die? Not now. So they can have all the inheritance, you know. So to me, it was very important that there's succession in whatever I do. And so I looked to Nigeria as the way. But you see, it's also important that you understand that not every opportunity is a blessing. And some opportunities are disguised as a blessing, but they're a curse. And so I always get on my knees and say, Lord, please show me the way before I enter this country. And I'll never forget the day I went to bed. I'm sleeping and I see myself, an older version of me, in a classroom teaching a younger version of me. And he threw this adage at me saying, who owns the rat? So who owns the house? The person whose house is infested with rats or the person who has the rat in the box? And the younger me starts laughing at the teacher older than me. And I'm like, and the older me says, you better solve that riddle because that will define whether you succeed or fail in Nigeria. And so I wake up and I start cracking my head. God, my dear Lord, please give me wisdom. Let me know what this thing means. And deliberating, and I realized that it's okay to dance with the devil. Just don't go to bed with the devil. It's okay to play with death. Just don't let death own you. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And that became the defining factor of my company, Digital Landlords. I knew that, see this Nigeria, me and banks will not be best of friends when it comes to loans. the interest rate is not favorable for startups. 30% before 36%, in some cases almost 40%. You have to drop a bank guarantee or what's the word? Collateral. And the collateral is sometimes 1.5 or 2 times what it is. And then valuers will come and devalue what it is that you have. It doesn't make any sense, And so in a country where there is no enabler for startups, there is no grant, there is no business-friendly, government-backed, guaranteed loan. There is no fallback if anything goes wrong. You don't have the infrastructure to enable your business to succeed. You can wake up one day and they've closed one road and customers cannot come to your business. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. There are spiritual factors that you need to put into your business strategy. See, when you have your business strategy, you must have your risk assessment, profit and loss. Then you need to have spiritual factor. There's a formula for it. I actually have it in my house. The spiritual factor formula. So no matter how you have done your financial forecast, once you put that spiritual factor into it, it will readjust everything for you. It sounds like a joke. This is the real deal. So now, how do you go and apply for a loan with spiritual factor inside it? And that bank is sitting down there, just grinning and waiting.
Betting on you to fail.
Yeah.
So they can take the collateral.
Yeah. And you can't blame them. That is the business. If you can't pay your loan, should they give you the loan? Have they done anything wrong by giving you the loan? No, but they have to protect themselves. Now that you can't pay, they'll come and collect everything. It's nothing you can do about it. And that's why overnight everything goes. So I knew that this is not a way to grow a business. And so the only way you can grow is to collectively grow with others. See, 100% of nothing is nothing. 1% of 100 billion is something. So I don't need to own everything. I just need to own a percentage of something bigger than me alone. So I felt it makes sense to dream huge and sell the dream to as many people as possible, where we collectively own it. And we own it as an asset. So each person owns that asset. So it's a trust. So we created a trust and everybody is a beneficiary of that trust. Does that make sense? Yeah. So this Giwa Gardens Water Park right now is looking at it. It's a huge trust owned by a number of people who are beneficiaries based on whatever you put in, contributed into it. And that's how I was able to raise funds. Now, your ability to sell the dream now matters. And that's why people have said, I don't know how true this is, that I can sell snow to Eskimo. Yeah? I can most likely sell my way into heaven because I'm going to hell, guaranteed. So I have to get prepared for that. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Because it's either say it's either for a rich man to enter something of a needle than what do you call it? I understand that very well. Yeah, because I will not lie to you. Capitalism, as great as it is probably the most evil thing on this world because it's all about making sure that you have more than the other person. Yeah. That's basically what it is. And there's no way you can go to heaven with that. And I'm a big fan of capitalism. Yeah. So as a result of that, you come to the realization very, very quickly that the easiest way to grow a business is to willingly accept to start small, take small but secure steps, but be patient enough for others not to be patient enough. Start with the end in mind. The general who knows the future cannot lose the war. The general who creates the future has already won the war. It is not my fault if you can't see the vision, but I'm ready to buy you out before then because I'm patient. I can see tomorrow. And that, when you think about it, you can think that's really smart. Another person will think that's pure evil. God will decide that one when I get there.
Exactly.
Do you see where I'm coming from? And that was the strategy. And I've been very open about it because there's nothing illegal about it.
Yeah.
How I have built the water park. So we raised what? 3 billion naira. It cost 9 billion naira to build this place. But thank God for the first 3 billion naira that came.
Yeah, and it worked out really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at it from a world-class standard, what this is today, it pretty much costs more than that in other areas.
Oh yeah, the average cost of a water park. See, if I mention this secret now, yeah, this one is going to get me in trouble. But the average cost of a water park is about 30, in fact, based on back then, when they gave me the cost for this place, they gave me $36 million. And it didn't even factor in, then it was just one lazy river. Yeah, lazy river. All these things that are built was not factored into it. Now, this can easily be confirmed. Sunrise Water Park is another huge water park. Their budget is at least a minimum of $37 million. And this can be verified. Yeah? So the average cost of water park is between 30, medium size like this, is $30 to $50 million. It can be as high as $500 million, $1 billion, depending on the size and the experience. So it's not cheap. So now, we want to build this place. I'm being given bill of $30 million. I'm sitting there thinking, these guys, now only 500 million I feel raise from them right now. It will take a miracle to raise more. That's 500 million naira. It will take a miracle to raise more than that. And these guys are giving me $30 million. So what do I do? Thank God for my tech background. The ability to translate business requirements into tech, all the skills I learned. And that's how I listen, always listen to what is being said, not what they are saying.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, so how will this work? Oh, we'll charge you about $100 and something thousand for consultancy alone. Then we'll charge you X amount for the drawings. They broke the whole thing down, gave me the bill of quantity. And then, okay, we have to import the equipment. Okay. And then you will pay for these engineers. And then I saw OEM, original equipment manufacturer. Who are the OEM? Well, by the time I Googled the whole thing, in those days, I wish ChatGPT was around. It wasn't even around. It was just me and Google. You get my point? So by the time I Googled the whole thing, and I figure out, so this is where they get these things from. Oh, so this is where you assemble it. Oh, and this is why you are charging me this? No problem. Oh yeah, let us start reading. So I go ahead and start reading, start learning, get your OEMs, and basically, and then the first fear, and this is this another thing as well. I learned something a long time ago. If they ask you, say yes first, then go and figure out how to do it later. Don't say I don't know. Don't say I will find out. The answer is yes. And that, unfortunately, is what I said to all the investors. Can we build this if we don't use this Israeli company and this Lebanese company? Yes. How? I'll be right back. And so I've gone and discovered how to do it. I've now come to convince everybody that this thing is easy. I found this, I found that, so it's easy. And I always tell most investors that the best time you should never have invested in me was when I didn't know what on earth I was doing. Because I was blagging the thing. I was trying to figure out how I would do it. Now, I now realize that you can get the equipment, but then you now have to align, for example, the slides by numbers, link it like this, connect it, do the steel stand shoulder. I've never done any of that thing in my life. And then I now realize that, this is the structural drawing for the thing, for the pool. But you ask me, the amount of things, the machineries they will send to you, and how you have to assemble it together, and you can't do it without a mechanic. And then you now find out that our definition of engineers in Nigeria is very different from what they tell you and what they can do.
Yes.
We are very good in market. Am I not the same thing? So what goes around comes around. So I now realized that I have taken on more than I can chew. So what do? Instead of me to just stick with the little, I went to go and acquire more land. This place was just 3,000 square meters. Now we have 12,000 square meters. The problem with me is that once I can see something, I'm more focused on how it will be done than if it can be done. And so learned, found really young guys, sold the vision to them, and sat down with them, held their hands. Did we make mistakes? Our first 600 million naira was a waste of money. Complete waste of money. Why? Because none of us knew what the heck we were doing. And plus, people trying to take advantage of the whole thing. But over time, we learned, we made mistakes, we fixed it, and we eventually built a water park. What should have cost us $30 million between me and you cost us at least initial cost of $7 million. Convert it, 9 billion naira then. Now, it's approximately $50 million if you have to do it. This is minus the additional money we have spent since we've opened. But the good news is we now understand that there's a huge barrier to entering this market. Because it's not just building a water park. It's maintaining it. It's the expertise. It's the safety side of it. It is also the marketing side of it. The generating revenue, the breaking even side of it, the running cost optimization. When we first started this place, it was 400 million naira cost for 1 month.
So would you say like these are challenges that you face?
Challenges we faced and overcame. So now we're driving our cost down. Because this place was running on 24/7 generator. Because there's no NEPA here. We just set it up. Look at 2 million liters of water. To God who made me. I thought that maybe just chemical would 200 million liters of water. We forgot that once people have entered it, all their body cream and everything. So imagine having to treat it. So now think about how much money you're spending on that. I thought that maybe 1,000 customers, once we have towels, we bought 2,000 towels. On the first kidney we opened, 3,000 customers. Second day, 3,000 customers. Third day, all your towels are finished. Wow. We're now taking the towels to go and wash. Company has realized that they're bringing these towels every day. They increase it from 850 to 1,500 per towel. Now multiply that by 10 towels every 3 days. So all of a sudden, the money we are making is going to what? Costs.
You said 10 towels or 10,000 towels?
Yes, and that's small. So now we are having to get our own laundry washing machine, connect our own power ourselves, sort out our own the water treatment that we had to move from the traditional water treatment to industrial reverse osmosis. Do you know that then, thank God for ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I asked it, how do you create industrial reverse osmosis? And I put open hyphen industrial. Yeah, and take me through the step by steps. Thank God, because of my tech background, requirement specification, the breakdown of it, almost 300 pages. Okay, can you tell me what equipment and materials and how it is assembled? And I got my engineers. We spent almost 3 months reading everything. We have our own industrial reverse osmosis over there. That is enough for you to drink the water.
Thanks to ChatGPT.
Yeah. Then we did our own. Now we just dug our own borehole 200 meters deep. Because that's where you can get the cleanest water.
Yes.
You know, and we have a 300,000 liter tank. It's not a joke. Now, we have enough power. Now, the transformer we just got is 200 kVA, connected from the high tension over there. We have enough power to run 100 and something homes here. And at the same time, run the water park. We have enough water to serve at least 300 homes here and still run the water parks. And I can create my own water company from that. Giwa Water Corporation is coming soon.
So a lot of people don't know what goes into all this, and it's mindful that we're having this conversation right now, because then people watching can see that hey, it's not just about an idea or a vision; it's how you put that idea or create it and implement it. There's a lot of work that goes into
and
that.
then get more out of it. You know, one idea can give birth to another. For example, the laundry thing we've just bought now.
Yeah.
Because if I'm watching that when we're not open, but we're offering laundry service. It's true now. We're offering laundry service. Now look at this area.
Wow.
The amount of monetization, upsell, cross-sell, next sell that we can do here. This place is huge.
So, quick question, right? And this is back to raising funds. You talked about how you crowdfunded. What are the challenges around that with individual investors?
Right now,
Nigeria.
Yeah. So right now, there are pros and cons of raising capital from individuals. Yeah, and the thing about it is number one, people buy into the vision. One of the things that I did to make sure that people can trust what it is I was doing was, I had to separate myself from all of these all these dodgy things that are done left, right, and center. It just doesn't make sense. My own was, look, this thing is simple. It's not me you are giving your money to. Here is the water park. Here is us breaking it down into X amount. Let's say that there are 100 of you. We're breaking it down into 100 units. 100 units means all of you own this water park. If it's 5 units, you have 10 units, 30 units, all of you own this water park. Here is your contract of sale. It's almost like you're selling square meters of this unit, of this water park. Yeah? Here is your contribution contract. And by the time you are done, your name will go on the trust document as a beneficiary. So this has nothing to do with me. So your own prayer is that we complete the water park. If we don't complete the water park, at least your name is on the land.
Yeah.
If we complete the water park, the value of that water park has probably doubled or quadrupled. And even if it takes time for it to be profitable, if by the time you put, let's say you put 5 million, now the water park is complete. Like I said, it costs what? 9 billion, let's use dollars, $7 million to build. If you want to build this kind of place right now, you spend nothing less than 30, 40 million dollars, if not more. So just based on cost alone, the value has gone up. Not to talk of valuation in terms of it as a business and the revenue potential, because it is making money. So the water park is a huge value of assets for you. It's not just a store of assets, it's also a revenue generating thing. But it may not be giving you what you want right now, but if anything happens, you can get, worst case, your money back, which is, I don't want again, just give me my refund, which is, as they make money, they can give you back your money, or you can be patient enough and sell your share at a higher value.
Yeah.
Or just collect your,
so
what do you call it from it?
Yeah, I totally understand. So what about people that are not patient, right? Because obviously the economy,
that's where I'm coming. That's where I'm coming with that. So if you look at that angle, I haven't done anything. I've removed myself from every equation. So now what happens with Peter, who comes and says, I invested with you, Keji Giwa, in 2021, and it's correct. That was when we were raising funds.
Yeah.
Then 2022 to 2023, we built the water park. And then 2023, unfortunately, we had the incident, but we still became profitable 2023, 2024, our first year. Now, a business normally takes average of 3. Water park takes 5 to 7 years to be profitable. Google it. And normally it takes 3 to 5 years to complete. We did this one in a year, and we generated our profit in the first year. So we're doing very well. But you see, for Peter, who invested in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 4 years, and now we're entering 2025, explain to him that you are doing well. Which doing well? You have held my money for 5 years. Give me my money, you are a 419. Unfortunately, I can't. Why? Because your money, look at your money, your money is your money is here. And unless we make money from it, I can't release it. I know a lot of people understand that. So then you then have the banter. Now, there are many ways that we'll try and explain this to people. So what we decided to do is, look, you know what? Forget dividends. I had to call everyone and say, guys, let's forget dividends for this year. Let us spend this year. Operational efficiency, cost optimization, profitability, and whatever profit we make, let us refund people.
Yeah.
And we're doing it this year and next year. So it's a shame on us and those of us that are seeing long term will not take anything for ourselves this year, next year. But at least we can let go of the people that want out because they can't wait. Does it mean that they are bad people? No. You don't know. Economy is not easy.
No.
And that's the reason why it was safer that we didn't go for loans. Because imagine we are going for loans and the economy becomes this, and then we can't pay. I remember there was a time they were doing that, like this Ekpe road, and we could not open. Now, what if my loan is due and I cannot pay? Do you get my point? Or when that incident happened and we are taking a loan and we didn't open for that. There are too many, let me tell you about spiritual factors.
Yeah.
So, by not taking that loan, the worst case for us as a business is delay. The best case for us is our asset still holds and is more valuable. But if you have a huge liability and you can't pay it, the bank comes and takes it first. And once the bank takes it, what happens to all the investors? They get nothing. What do you think will happen to me? You now hear that KG was in Lagos today and now he's in America and what they're calling Interpol. Go for bit. You get my point? So I don't like the idea of what I can't control.
Yeah.
I'm happy with telling you, my brother, see your money there. Give me time. We go release them. Than to tell you, where's my money? It's gone somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Do you get my point?
Yeah.
And so it's not easy. But transparency matters. And unfortunately, the reality may not be what you want to hear, but as long as it's the truth and you don't lose your money, that tells.
Okay. So
I don't know if that answers that question.
no, it does actually.
Yeah?
It does.
Okay.
It does. So let's talk about the Cornelian that's under construction.
Yes.
So it's a skyscraper.
Yeah.
It's going to have a private beach.
Yes.
Why a private beach?
So it was supposed to have a private beach.
Private beach?
Yeah. So let me read. So, because that one has a beautiful story behind it. So I was supposed to buy a land. The land before it, there was a land, I would say opposite it, but behind it.
Yeah.
So you had the road and you had behind it. And there was a bit of a dispute there. So I got angry and just walked across the road and saw that and said, who owns this land over here? Because I could see the beautiful beach and all. This is a huge opportunity. And so they connected me to the person. And I called my guys up and I said, guys, I have found, I'm a dreamer. I found this land. It's got a private beach. It's on the same street as Lama Beach. And if we can go high, we will almost be like South Beach with all the, what do you call it? And it'll be really beautiful. Everybody bought into the idea. And then I asked how much is the land. They said it's 800 million naira for fees and all that stuff. No problem. And I'll tell everybody, look, let's all put money together. And then we'll divide. What we'll do is we identify the units and each of you will get a unit each. It's almost like a JV. Does it make sense? But it's a JV before they even own the land. Does that make sense? Are you with me? So here's the vision. Here is the concept. And what you're going to get is a unit. So obviously people came together and then we bought the land and we then decided what the price of a unit would be. So for most people, it was 100 million naira and 160 million naira, 2-bed, and then a 3-bed, 160 million naira. And then we start building, we start the piling, we start the shoreline. We're talking about how we're going to protect the ocean and still have our private beach. Next thing you know, we just see one long strip of rocks just passing through us and coming like this. What didn't happen now? I think they extend their wall. We just wake up one day, ocean don't, spiritual factor. Ocean don't destroy all of our piling and has taken 80% of the land.
Wow.
And so I'm sitting down there thinking, what am I going to tell the investors?
Yeah.
And so before you go and tell people the bad news, at least go and do your research, get your facts right. And so I call a few friends at Atlantic City, call a few other friends, they told me, KG, just stop your construction work because it's going to get worse. Why? Because they are extending the wall because there's extension requirements and the coastal road is coming. If you are patient, the coastal road will pass through you. They will sandfield it and you get your land back. But if you keep building it, you're going to keep losing.
Yeah.
And now, investors don't want to hear. They're like, no, KG is being, because this is in 2022. You're in 2025 right now. So as of last year, like, we'll be paying, blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't have to put, so one of them now sat down and said, KG, see, me, I've been following you for years. Only reason I followed you is because I've seen you in your worst of worst and you don't give up and you put your foot down. You see that stubborn goat? I need you to be stubborn right now and tell these people that you are not selling the land.
Yeah.
And we are going to wait. And I don't have the strength to support you. But I know that you are stubborn enough to put your foot down. And I will never forget that beautiful statement that he made. I didn't know that the reason why he made that statement is that he hadn't completed his payment. That process just did. So by the time I realized that he had already completed his payment, when things got better, he now reminded me that it was one that saved me. So now I haven't got a choice than to just allow. Anyway, let's carry on.
Yeah.
But he made. So what then happened is I then put my foot down and said, guys, we're gonna have to wait. We're done and see what happens. So to God, our President Tinubu becomes president. They go full throttle on the coastal road. People say, oh, why is it?
already knew it was coming.
Oh,
You knew though.
because don't get me in trouble. Those I tell you, I already knew President Tinubu was coming. Hey. So yes, I already knew the coastal road was coming.
Okay.
But it was really more accelerated when the president came to power.
Yeah.
So when people say, oh, you're a Tinubu supporter, hi, my entire life will have gone down the drain. People will have sued me to court. Do you get my point? And I will have been labeled I'm already having Giwa Gardens, so I will not come up. No. To me, I can only be grateful. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Now, do I want him to finish the coastal road? Why not? I will explain to you now. So now, I have this coastal road passing through me. My entire land has been sandfield. And I see the extension of Eco Atlantic in front of me. I look at the master plan, and there's the channel opening, and there's going to be a private beach called the Eco Atlantic Resort. And I've been to South Beach, and I know how beautiful that place is, even if our own is small. And I know how much they're selling apartments like that for. And I know how to sell division. So I now say, let me try and raise capital quickly. And that's how I said, okay, look, this is going to be worth $500,000 per unit, 2 bed. But right now I'm giving it for 300 million in Naira. Only the first 5 people. By the time the first 2 people came, I stopped selling it because they rushed me. I had like almost 30 people that jumped in. I said, no, let me just sell to 2 people at 300 million. And I moved straight to 350, to 360, to 375. Now, note, I'm now selling at $410,000 for a 2 bed.
Wow.
Imagine the dude that bought at 100 million. Remember, imagine the dude that bought at 160 million. Convert 410 right now, multiply by 1,530. That guy is sitting on almost 5 times, almost 6 times his money. I begged all of them as of last month. How many of you want to sell? So that maybe I'll sell it lower. None of them want to sell. It is now they are saying, Keji, thank you for seeing, you guys wanted to take me to court. But now they are thanking me for seeing the vision. So one thing I would say is, see, when it comes, and to me, I don't do anything apart from real estate. Why? As long as there's no loan liability to that thing, and as long as you have made the decision based on certain factors that drive growth, I call it the 42% potato ripe score in terms of infrastructure. If it has a 42 potato ripe score for infrastructure, target audience, population density of that target audience, accessibility and connectivity within proximity, there's certain factors that drive real estate growth. And if you have like 40%, 42% of that, pump your money there. It's guaranteed to work. No matter how slow it is. I bought that land for 800 million. You'll be lucky to find a land around there for 5 billion naira. As I'm talking to you right now. So now, who's laughing? But guess what? Speak to these guys that put their money together to own that land as of last year. And they will think that is the worst investment decision ever. But today, best investment decision. So, investment is a hit and miss. It's a risky thing. However, that's why I said I like real estate. I like calculated risk. Calculated risk that comes with security. Worst case scenario, the value of the land based on the factors that I mentioned will help you make back up what you lose.
That is true.
And that is what I have done. And that is what I have sold. And that's why, no matter how bad things are with an investor, the only problem with investors is not their money is lost. It is that I can't wait for things to be profitable.
What about the other properties? You have the Mayfair.
Yes.
Apartments.
Oh, Mayfair was a fantastic deal. Oh, Mayfair, I wish I had done Mayfair for everybody. I saw Mayfair opportunity. Oh, beautiful lease that I could take for the next 10 years. I saw how much I could quickly raise to renovate it. And I promised everybody 50% of the money. So what I did was I sacrificed, remember I told you, I see the future. So I sacrificed all of the profit for the first year so everybody can get 50% of their money back. So I said, look, you don't have to wait every year to just put your money, get 50% straight away. Everybody jumped at it. So I sacrificed. I suffered though. Do you get my point? I suffered. Now, 100% of that place comes to me. And I don't have to share it with anybody. I wish I could have done that with all the other projects.
Okay, so still talking about real estate, you recently went on Instagram and well, not recently, but you talked about poor infrastructure.
Yes,
it was particularly in Banana Island. What brought about that comment in the first place? What did you see that made you say, you know what, this is just terrible infrastructure, and I have to speak about it?
Yeah, I think before I started building, I was buying because I saw the opportunity in Shortlet. So you will find that I will buy a lot of properties for Shortlet. And I kept on buying and buying and buying. And then I realized that, okay, as I'm buying, I'm reliant on developers.
Yeah.
And these developers turning people like me into glorified landlords, into glorified tenants.
Yeah.
They wake up and realize that, hold up a second, I can charge extortionate service charge. Yeah. I can charge extortionate electricity bill. Wow. And since they are doing Shortlet, it is commercial property. I can charge them even more money on electricity bill. Now, how do I know this? I'm going to bust a lot of people's bubbles here and make this very clear. I have Mayfair apartments. I pay for electricity. Yeah, I pay for diesel. I pay for all that stuff. There are 10 apartments is in VI. By the time I'm done, my electricity bill maximum is 200K a month. And we have 24/7 lights.
Wow. Wow. Do you know what that says?
Wow.
It's 24/7 lights. So what have we been paying for? Where some people are paying 800K, 1 million naira per month in electricity bill. It's a beautiful premium. Somebody woke up to the idea that I can cash out on the average person. Now, service charge. If you're going to take 2 million naira, 1.5 million naira from me on service charge, let there be at least a sinking fund to maintaining the building.
Yes.
Where we don't have to worry. Yeah. You will now find out that anything they want to do, you still have to contribute money for it. I run Mayfair apartments. I have Lekki Party Villa. I have other units I manage. It's not rocket science to manage these things. Maximum 200K, 300K.
Yeah.
Because it's collective. You're collectively managing that place.
Yeah.
I hope you're with me.
Yes.
So, collectively, it's cheaper. But they monetize it. And then, okay, you're collecting all that money. Let us have world-class infrastructure. Oh, no. Now, my philosophy is simple. The head will direct where the body goes. Yes, so at least give us good infrastructure, But the thing about it is that it's cutting corners is the norm. We don't understand service as we value, which actually ends up paying us. We understand I'll take what I can, as much as I can, right now, regardless of who it affects. And it's a poverty mentality thing.
It is. There's this guy on Instagram.
I can't remember his handle, but
Scott Guma?
Scott,
yeah. Great guy.
Great guy.
Space out this white. I call it luxury.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit. See, it is the reality on ground. And look, I bought properties. And when I started, kid you not, I'm buying kitchen utensils, connecting to my China contact. And they're telling me that, do I want the one that they sent to Nigeria?
Are you sure?
Or do I want international standard?
Oh my.
Because if you're selling to UK, you have to meet certain standards. But if you are selling to Nigeria, there is the thing, because China produces poor quality stuff as well.
Yeah.
But for UK and Europe, there are certain standards you must meet. It's more expensive. So it makes sense for me to buy the one that will enter Nigeria without any check. If I'm going to get in trouble with this, I didn't say it too. But I heard that you can literally get the one that will not tolerate this standard in the country. And that's why they told me, do I want utensils that it will shine in the first. That's why you must always install it towards end of construction. It will shine. but give it a month or two, the thing will rust. Have you not gone to properties where you will see the sink rusting?
Oh, yes.
And you're like, how is this? I've never seen this in my life. Like, it was only when I came to Nigeria, I saw that, and I was like, what the hell? How is this possible?
Yeah.
When you buy, how is it supposed to be stainless steel?
Yeah.
It is stainful steel. Stainful. It doesn't make sense. But that is what is being brought in. Tiles. Look. You will buy tiles. Yeah? You guys don't even know the difference between Spanish, Turkish, Chinese. Do you know that some Spanish tiles are Chinese tiles called Spanish tiles?
Oh my God.
Just to sell it.
Just to sell it. Do you get my point? You can import China tiles and you can import Spanish tiles from the same China.
Okay.
You get my point? And now, you will now buy these tiles. It will look good. They will tell you that 1 year will look good. But after 1 year, you will now see one stain here, one stain here.
They will tell you.
They'll tell you.
That's the funny part.
Do you get my point? Yeah. So, but that is cheap. Now, how can you now blame the developer? This is where I have to have a bit of mercy for the developer. You sell to somebody in Naira this year. By next year, Naira has gone up 40%. Your profit in your property is supposed to be 40%. You charge Naira. You think in VI and Ikoyi, you can charge dollars because of your target audience. Yeah. I hope it makes sense. Like if it's one Ikate, where are you going to charge? They are building in Naira. So now look at the cost of construction. Look at the inflation. So these developers can't even finish their construction. So you can't blame them if they have to cut corners sometimes.
But there are some times where I think they need to take blame. For instance, if you look at some houses, right, the bathrooms alone, just bathrooms,
yes,
there is no ventilation system.
Yeah, there isn't.
Where do you want the air to go?
Yes.
Where?
So some people forget.
They forget.
Some people forget.
To put ventilation. They forget to put ventilation system. It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to you.
And you call it luxury. Let's paint it white.
That's why it's luxury. White. A lot of developers sit in the office, pay the money, and leave the engineers on site to do the work. That's why I say sometimes you can't blame them. Do you know how hot it is? Me, big boy, driving big car, I'm not gonna sit on the site and watch you or pay attention to the micromanage. Oh, I can't do that now. I'm a big boy. That's why there's a lot of, okay, I don't see him, or I don't care. Because unfortunately, most of your artisans are not exposed. They learn the trade, but common sense is lacking. And even the person that's learned to oversee them. See, the construction industry, from up all the way down, is like almost a scam. Your site engineer will add money on top of, say, is how many rods do we need? Yeah, how many steel rods do we need? 1,000. Oh yeah, put 2,000. Oh yeah, when they are dropping it, drop that 1,000 there, bring the 1,000 here. Everybody is trying to steal something. Does it make sense? Yeah. So there is you trying to stop inflation. Then there is your construction team trying to steal from you. It's a nightmare. There's no integrity. And the reason why there's no integrity is because I keep saying it. Integrity is a luxury for somebody that's hungry. Honesty is a luxury for someone that's hungry. Give them the opportunity to cash out, they will. So you now have a developer who has worked so hard to be where he is. Now he's sitting in the office, you want to go on the site. No, the site engineer will do it. But the site engineer himself is corrupt. Do you get my point? So corruption is not just Nigerian government. Corruption is Nigerians. That's why it is Nigerians that are in government. So, as I was saying, so when you think about it, the whole idea of poor infrastructure in terms of construction is a reflection of the people, which is a reflection of the leadership, and the leadership is chosen by the people. So Nigeria is Nigerians' own problem.
Yeah.
It's your fault. Nobody's fault. You're not ruled by foreigners. Your leaders come from you.
Yeah.
Do you get my point?
Yeah.
You are sowing what you have reaped. It's called karma.
Yeah.
I hope it makes sense.
Makes sense.
So our poor infrastructure is our own poor choices and our own lack of care of each other. I've said it.
Okay, so I guess to round off this interview, my question will be: is someone looking or watching right now looking to go into real estate, what would you advise them?
Run.
She's a
No, they see, run.
wow.
Run. Because let us first be realistic about this industry. First of all, a lot of developers don't break even. You have inflation against you. You have dollar to naira devaluation against you. The banks are not willing to give anybody money for real estate. They shy away from it. So most people are selling off plan. So you are selling below the value of what it should be sold at. The main people who actually make money from real estate are the people who buy off plan and are lucky enough for that project to be completed. But the developer needs money initially, so he's losing money.
So, question: if you buy off plan and the project is not completed,
It's Yawa now. That's the risk you took. When I say run, you think I'm joking? It's a hit and miss.
Yeah.
Look, as I'm talking to you right now, things can happen to me. Just like it happened where the ocean took half of the thing. If they didn't, if they could, that money is gone. Then I will be, Keji stole our money. Now, nobody thinks Keji stole our money. You get my point?
Yeah.
Spiritual
factors.
factor, spiritual warfare. Yeah, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spirit. You must have a spiritual business plan. Yeah? Risk assessment, spiritual risk assessment. Address the spiritual issues, the spiritual change requests, the spiritual off specifications. It sounds like a joke.
I see it.
But I see it.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
Did you get my point?
Yeah.
And once you understand that, you start to sit down, and if you're going to go into real estate, you have to be very realistic with yourself. For example, if you're a Nigerian in diaspora, you want to go into real estate, and you want to go and buy land, that means that swear that they swear for you is real. See, because how are you going to go and buy land and you are in diaspora and you're buying land in Nigeria, where 9 times out of 10, and the attraction for a lot of people is because a land with a C of O, but actual, even at that one, it can still be taken.
Yeah.
But a land with a C of O is always more expensive. So what is attractive is the promise of accelerated capital gain. So everybody runs for, they are just based on this. Well, so we always go based on, I always tell people, never make decisions based on government promises. Because that government can change. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
So they say, the Lekki airport is coming. Come and buy land. The Dangote refinery is coming. Come and buy land. You are not doing any assessment. You're not doing any analysis. You're just buying that land. Only for you to realize that they bought the land from Omanile. Yeah. When you look at the Lagos State Master Plan, a road is supposed to go through there. So government is taking, or the wrong family sold it. You have now bought it. All of a sudden, families are fighting. You don't have any land. Yeah. So as a diaspora, are you going to come all the way from Nigeria here to come and fight? No, you're not. By the time some people show up with axe and you let the land go, and they know that. You know what?
So enter your plane and just relax and fly.
Yeah, exactly. And just go back. In fact, you'll be thanking God that you came back with your life. That's more important. So let's be realistic with ourselves. Nigerians in diaspora have no business buying land in Nigeria unless, even with C of O, you have to be ready to go extra mile to do your due diligence. I kid you not. What you should be buying is property in prime locations that are 42% below intrinsic value. So this is the true value of this place. But because of this infrastructure and this thing that has not been done, it is selling below this price. And it is accessible within this particular target audience of high net worth individuals, which means that by the time everybody's living there, it's going to be like a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hey, pump your money there. Because all you need to do is fold your hands and wait. And that you can do off plan. Yeah. Because off plan is always beautiful. I bought in Periwinkle estate. Axis apartment for 65 million naira in 2022 or 2020, no, in 2021. That place, you'll be lucky to find it for 300 million naira now.
Wow.
And I bought 2. Now, I may be complaining about the issues I'm having here and there. It's because I want them to fix it. Yeah. Because I'm sitting on a gold mine. Because 130 naira is now 600 million naira. That's beautiful. I bought in Osaka, London. I have 5 properties there. Bought each of them 50 million naira. Just even valuation I did, each of them are 200 million naira each. Lekki phase 1, 4 bedroom. I bought it for 100 million naira. Each of them, that one is 650 million naira. And I can talk about, do you get my point?
Yeah.
All of them off plan. So worst case scenario, I always tell people, if I wake up and I realize that the spiritual forces are against me, I can sell everything quick, half price, and still enter UK, retire. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
I'm perfectly okay.
Yeah.
And that's where Nigeria makes sense. What I've achieved since 2025, I came here permanently. I've not come back.
Yeah.
Only on holiday. I spent 2 months, if I'm lucky. In fact, lately, 30 days maximum in the UK over the last 3 years. Oh no, over the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long I've spent in the UK. I've been down here. What I've achieved in terms of wealth generation, I would never have achieved it while being in the UK. And in the UK, I was making £1 million a year running my tech company and my training company. It just so happened that after that £1 million, maybe £150,000 is in my pocket for profit because of taxes and cost of. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
And it wasn't sustainable for me. I looked into the future and this is not sustainable. I can't be training for the rest of my life. I want money to be working for me. And that's where Nigeria, with all its problems, creates opportunities, provided you can provide the solution to that opportunity. I hope it makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, it's been amazing having you today on the show. You've taught us a lot about real estate in Nigeria. It's a lot. And we've been able to learn a lot from it. And hopefully people who are watching this can also learn 1 or 2 things. And people who are thinking of going to real estate, like you said, Ron, So
but when I said run, it also comes with a caveat.
Yeah.
Run initially. Why? Because don't jump into every opportunity. Not every opportunity is a blessing.
Yeah.
And then stop and identify where the opportunity is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just mentioned, off-plan opportunities based on factors that drive growth is a win, especially if you're a Nigerian in diaspora. But if you want to build, then you must be ready to take on all the positivity and all the negativity that comes with construction. Because it's not a joke.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No worries.